I'm here with Jesse Lucas, who teaches in the Pikeville school system. The project he's doing it on is the ninth grade level, but he teaches other grades. He was hired. This is his first year teaching physics. I know we have a lot of physics lovers out there because you get to do all that math. But Jesse, your project is called Mission to Mars. So tell us how you came up with this and what you're doing with it.
So really how I came up with it, like you said, this is my first year teaching. So I student taught last year at Henry Clay, and it was the first year that they really started to get up a robotics team. And like I said, I'm in physics, so I've taken engineering classes, I've done a lot of robotics, and I really, really enjoyed it. So one thing that I would love to do is implement robotics and engineering at my school. I mean, big picture, I'd love to have an engineering course that people could take 2-3 classes, and by the time they graduate, they'd be ready to go into go for an engineering degree. So when I heard about this grant, I was like, it'd be a perfect chance to try and get at least freshmen. Like you said, I teach seniors and I teach freshmen. I chose the freshmen because they're so young. If they find out they like it, they've got a chance to build on it. So it's really kind of a fingers crossed, hope people like it, and we can get interested in STEM fields.
You'll be recruited for your other physics classes too, won't you then?
Yeah, for sure.
So where are you at now in the project? I know it takes a while to order materials and things of that nature.
Right. So it took a little bit for me to get together which robots I was actually going to buy. The grant provides a lot of money, but I had to figure out when we're talking about robots and things like that, you can get some that are kind of cheap, you can get some that are tens of thousands of dollars, which was way out of my price range. Yeah. So I had to figure out which one I had. I actually ordered them about a week or two ago, and they should be in here soon.
Okay. And where you have Mission to Mars, so what's the purpose of that title?
So the purpose of the title is, at this point in the semester, my students have went over astronomy, so we've learned about other planets and things like that. We just got finished with map making, and we're getting ready to move on to minerals and rocks.
Okay.
So I tried to integrate all three of those together so that we could be on Mars. They're going to have to look at 3 different types of Mars: a geologic map that tells you kind of what rock there are, a topographical map that tells you the change in elevation, and just a regular map to tell you direction. And they're going to have to design their robot based off of that to go and pick up a certain type of rock and bring it back to their home base.
Yeah, and as we know, probably the most famous robot of all is there on Mars, Rover. And by the way, is Rover still working?
Curiosity still is,
or
yes.
Curiosity, because I know they had a little bit of a technical glitch there for a while.
Yeah, that's my favorite as well, but it's still going strong for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And right now there is just a great movie out dealing with space about Neil Armstrong called First Man. If you haven't had a chance to see it, you need to do that.
Yeah, I actually haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it's awesome. I collect autographs, and I have a signed picture of him on the moon.
Do you?
From Neil Armstrong.
That's pretty cool.
But what is the value of what these students are teaching? What are they going to get out of this in terms of potential careers?
Out of potential careers, so really what I think right now they'll get out of it is logical thinking. That's a lot of times students learn these concepts, but they struggle to put it into practice. So I think learning all of these concepts and being able to put it in practice and learning the logical steps, like flowcharts in engineering, like you'll learn how to do this and then this and then this. So I think it'll open up a whole new way of thinking. And, I'm a big STEM person. I love science, technology, engineering, and math. So it'd be awesome if my students would get really, really excited about that and then go into a STEM field.
Okay. So where are you from, and how is it that you made it to Pikeville?
I'm actually from over on Dorton. I live in between Dorton and Jenkins. So I grew up Jenkins. I went to Dorton, I went to Shelby Valley High School, and I knew that I wanted to go off to school. I never changed the whole time. I was always physics and education, but I knew I wanted to go off to school so I could be different from other people. I could bring new ideas because, you can ask really anyone, especially my wife. I'm very prideful about Pike County. I love this place. The mountains are the best places in the world. So I wanted to try and bring stuff new and to try and help the region as much as possible. So if you can get those STEM people and then get them coming back, we can get our area elevated.
So I guess technically you're a millennial, and that's the challenge. We have the brain drain where we lose so many millennials that whether they just move away, they go to college or university away, and they don't come back. What do you see? Are you optimistic about the future of Eastern Kentucky and Pike County?
I'm extremely optimistic, actually. When I was in high school, I always told my friends, in 20 years, Pike County will be like Johnson City, Tennessee. We'll have some type of big shopping center or something like that, because we've got a lot of area. We'll have factories, and we'll be dominated by a medical, a hospital.
Yeah.
And you know, ever since then, we've got some shopping outlets. We're finally getting some factories. The hospital's getting bigger and bigger. So I'm really optimistic, actually.
Well, and then technology allows us, for people like yourself, if you wanted to stay here and work remotely for a major company or something, a lot of times you don't have to bring some of those businesses here too.
Right, yeah. A lot of computer science people, they don't have to be where the business is because all their stuff is online. I know my classroom, for the most part, is paperless, so I'm trying to teach those kids those skills on the technology that they can transfer to real world things.
Okay, good. Well, Jesse, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for coming back to the region.
Thank you.